and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and we are taking things to Houston, Texas today, a place I've absolutely always wanted to go, although maybe I'll change my mind after this here spooky list. We are talking the top 10 scary Houston urban legends. Ooh. Before we get into this list, I want to ask you guys where you live, and also, do you have any scary urban legends attached to your town or city? I live in Toronto in Canada, and we made a whole Toronto urban legends video that you should definitely check out. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and also do check out the links to our most amazing Instagrams in the description box. If you love a good urban legend, do make sure you let us know by leaving a thumbs up on this video, and why not also suggest some future urban legend videos that we could make. Alright, Houston, Texas, we're coming for you. Let's do this. Coming in at number 10, we have the spirits of the Spaghetti Warehouse. At 901 Commerce in downtown Houston, there is a restaurant called the Spaghetti Warehouse. However, Italian food isn't the only thing on the menu. That's right, it seems that actually maybe your pasta may come served with a side of spooks. Back in the day, the Spaghetti Warehouse used to be a pharmacy, and legend has it that one day a pharmacist fell down an elevator shaft and died, which actually is so grim if you think about it. It seems it isn't the ghost of the pharmacist himself that haunts the building, but his wife, who died exactly a year later of heartbreak, which makes me feel really sad. It seems like the building may also be haunted by cheeky children. A waitress called Patty Chapper claimed that child spirits tied her shoelaces together. She's seen them regularly. There is an urn cabinet on the second floor of the building, and it seems that the children's spirits are most drawn to this spot in the building. Here their voices can be heard, as well as their giggles. It seems like the restaurant actually doesn't like the attention it's attracted with the ghostly urban legends. People are sick of patrons coming in and asking where to sit where it's haunted. They would rather the ghost just went away. Coming into number 9, we have the pizza delivery murderer. If your job is to deliver pizza in Houston, Texas, then I would say watch out. In the spring of 2019, a rumor was perpetuated that a serial killer and cannibal living in Houston, Texas was apprehended by local police. A Houston local claimed that they had seen a man covered in blood yielding a chainsaw. Classic horror movie tropes. The rumor seemed to be confirmed online when an article was published on news site World Daily Report that claimed a Houston resident had killed and eaten 23 pizza delivery men, plus 6 Jehovah's Witnesses and 2 postmen, and this was all in the past 7 years. The article read, Houston police have arrested a man believed to be behind the disappearance of no less than 31 persons in the past decade. Ivan Fedorovich Yanukovych, 56, could be linked to a number of mysterious disappearances in the area. On further research though, it seems that Snopes ran an article about this, claiming that the original source was a hoax, and that the Houston Police Department executives apparently interviewed was actually a fake. Nonetheless, the pizza delivery killer legend goes on. Aren't hoaxes how urban legends start anyway. Coming into number 8, we have Iris the theatre ghost. I love a good theatre ghost. It seems that ghosts are especially prevalent in theatrical spaces. Maybe it's something to do with the heightened drama. Usually theatre ghosts are the spirits of actors who have died on stage, or perhaps been murdered in a historic brawl on the theatre steps. Or oftentimes it's an old theatre patron who absolutely just loved going to shows there, or perhaps even a caretaker. Either way, the ghost is usually from another era, something historic. Sadly, the ghost of Iris Sif is a relatively new addition to the Alley Theatre. Iris was the building's managing director, who was strangled by security guard Clifford Phillips in 1982. It seems that the man had been fired for sleeping on the job, and actually he was put to death by lethal injection in 1993. Meanwhile, Iris the ghost is said to still haunt the theatre to this day. Coming into number 7, we have the legend of the Owl Witches. It seems that this urban legend isn't specifically attributed to just people of Houston, but instead the wider populace of Texas. Nonetheless, there have been some Lechuza sightings in Houston. A Lechuza is, according to legend, a shape-shifting witch who flies through the night hunting for prey. In flight, these witches look like owls, but when they're stopped, they have bird bodies but human faces, so I guess kinda like harpies? The women seem to be hybrid monsters, as in their human lives they were said to have sold their souls to the devil, who gave them intense magical powers in exchange for their souls. A classic exchange. So how do you know you are in the presence of one of these owl witches? They'll let you know by a series of whistling and baby noises. Those who try and investigate what the noises are will likely become dinner for the owly she-witches. witches. The stories of owl witches are most prevalent amongst Spanish speakers in Houston. Have you ever seen an owl witch? Let me know. Coming into number 6, we have the Seances of La CARAFE. It is said that La CARAFE, one of the oldest bars in Houston built in 1866, conducts regular seances to contact the dead. The things that have gone on at 813 Congress Avenue, Houston are said to be enough to scare even the most hardy of drinkers. It seems that the building is haunted by the ghost of an escort called Pamelia Man. Now she is said to get jealous of attractive females and shows them by giving them a shove down the stairs. I'm like, baby, chill. A figure has also been spotted waving from a 5th story window. Staff who work there have also reported bottles flying off shelves and other strange ethereal sounds. Either way, I have to say La CARAFE looks really old and beautiful inside, but definitely a little bit spooky. Coming into number 5, we have the Rip in Time. Battleship Texas is located near the San Jacinto Monument, but it has a rich history as one of the US Navy's fleet of fighting vessels, and during its heyday, it had the largest guns of any ship in the world. Blimey. While the ship is a treasured piece of LaPorte City pride, there are whisperings in the city that there is something much more mystical going on board. While there have been reports of a red-headed sailor who haunts Deck 2, that is just small chat compared to the rumour that the trophy room has a strange rip in time and space. A caretaker claimed that she walked through a door in the trophy room only to find herself in a cemetery in France. According to legend chat, this is legit, but who knows? Either way, it's pretty freaky. Some more seafaring drama at number 4, we have pirate Jean Lafitte. Legend has it that pirate Jean Lafitte's ship shows up in the waters of Houston, sailing between New Orleans and Galveston and often up Burnett Bay. Jean Lafitte may have been a pirate, but he helped defend the states against the British in 1815 in the Battle of New Orleans. His pirate ship famously went missing as he tried to capture Spanish vessels. His life and death are hot topics of discussion, and the mystery surrounding him makes him the perfect topic for urban legends. Some claim to have found his lost shipwreck, others claim they see him on the shores searching for treasure, and others have spotted the ghost ship in the distance as it sails its old route. I love a good ghost ship, yes. Coming into number 3, we have the sad legend of the killing fields. Since 1970, more than 30 women have disappeared, with their bodies found dumped somewhere between Houston and Galveston on the I-45, a pretty desolate 50-mile stretch of road which has been dubbed the killing fields as a result of the murders. The ages of the victims range between children who are 12 and women in their late 30s, but the majority have been female teenagers. To this day, the murders remain unresolved, with pretty legit suggestions that there might still be a serial killer on the loose. The hellish highway formed the basis of a CBS 48-hour mystery documentary and a 2011 crime movie starring Chloe Grace Moretz and Jessica Chastain. An old favourite at number 2, we have Beyonce and the Illuminati. Beyonce is from Houston and is proud. The star regularly makes trips back to her home city. Most recently, she was spotted with her husband Jay-Z at a Houston Rockets game in a moon symbol jumpsuit. What could this mean? Illuminati conspiracy theories have been constant for the star, with many claiming her 2008 hit Single Ladies can be played backwards to hear a secret message. Also, a lot of people think her 2013 Super Bowl performance where she delivered her triangle hand symbol was a nod to the Illuminati. Further rumours were fueled at the 59th Grammy Awards held in Houston, where Beyonce gave an incredible performance while pregnant with twins, like a seriously incredible performance. Many thought though that the performance's religious symbolism was yet another nod to the Illuminati. Queen Bey also referenced the quote-unquote Illuminati mess in her 2016 album Lemonade. I love Beyonce, cult or no cult, just saying. Finally, coming into number 1, an enduring legend in Houston, we have the Houston Horror. Horror. The Houston Horror is a strange story that spans over 40 years and involves the curious raising of a woman's house. In 1953, a 23-year-old housewife named Hilda Walker was sitting out on her porch with her neighbours when they all saw something odd and alarming. Mrs. Walker said she looked up over the lawn and saw the shadow of a huge moth. She claimed that her and her neighbours saw something massive flying into a pecan tree. Her and her neighbours thought that the monster was around 6.5 feet tall. Now 14-year-old Judy Mayer, who was also sat on the porch, screamed in fear and got a square-on look in the face of the monster. Now he was described as being man-like but with wings, huge with a strange yellow haze, perhaps even a halo. The incident was reported in local news outlets and caused a frenzy at the time, but nonetheless the story blew over. Weirdly, Mrs. Walker's house was razed a few years later to make way for part of the interstate, which had a lot of people claiming government conspiracy. Fast forward 40 years and a similar creature was spotted again by a Bel Air theatre worker. So is this Houston's very own Mothman, or is it the same Mothman that was spotted in Ohio and West Virginia? Did he fly on down and stop in Houston before disappearing never to be seen? Well guys, there you have it. That was the top 10 scary Houston urban legends. I know that this has been a spooky list and everything, but I have to say I still really want to visit Houston and New Orleans. Perhaps we should maybe even make a New Orleans urban legends. Either way, I hear the food down there is so incredible and there is such a rich history. Once again guys, do let me know where you are from and what scary urban legends there are in your area. Before I go, I'm just going to read some comments from the top 10 scary White House urban legends. Patrick Duneberg wants Statue of Liberty urban legends, and do you know what, I'm pretty down for that. It must be great. CC Vlogs is all about Eiffel Tower urban legends and the statue of Jesus in Rio. Ooh, Jesus statue urban legends. Creepy. Raphael Sereno said, Rebecca, you should do a full video of scary stories from your family. Ooh, I think I should. You guys really enjoyed that story of my auntie and the clock and the boy and girl, so maybe I'll turn one of my family stories into a real life scary story. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. Once again, do give me some suggestions for future urban legends. I'm pretty here for them. Leave a thumbs up on this video, share it with a friend. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you soon. Bye!